Hello and welcome to ASL Chennai Speaks Out. I'm Sanjay Pinto. We call them Swamiji or Guruji. We lay our hearts at their feet as they perform homams and pujas and say their prayers. We part with our life savings to donate to their cause. Welcome to Goddywood, the world of con men, some of whom masquerade as godmen. Religious entrepreneurs who made spirituality a lucrative profession. But when we say all this, are we also guilty of a knee-jerk reaction and of generalizing, making a sweeping generalization of genuine spiritual gurus? The recent Swami Nityananda case of sex, denial and videotapes has raised a fundamental question. Do we need a cultic cocktail? Do we need godmen? To debate all this and more, we have with us Mr. Aditya, a well-known film actor, best known, remembered for his role in Billa, the remake, somebody who has managed to track down the vanishing Billa. Hopefully, he'll track down the vanishing Godmen as well. Mr. Charu Nivedita, a well-known Tamil writer who was once a devotee of Swami Nityananda, and now I think you're disillusioned. All right. Mr. K. Srinivasan, a communications consultant and a devotee of the Kanchi Mutt. Mr. Sridhar Shamdas, who belongs to the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. There's a collapse of time-tested institutions like the family, and that's when people turn to godmen for solace and perhaps even a placebo. What's wrong with that?
Well, the mistake is when it comes to somebody giving you solace, when it's not family, family usually has good intention for you because they don't want to see you in a bad shape. But when it comes to godmen, you cannot actually trust them wholeheartedly as being the right people to give you the solace that you're looking for. You don't know their motives. And when it comes to that, what is it that they are looking for? Because in life, when people do things, they're always looking for a kickback in some form. It might be mental satisfaction or whatever. So going by that, what is it that the godman is looking for when he is giving out solace to somebody else? So there are a lot of issues to look into. And for that one particular reason, there's a lot of doubt you'll have to look at a godman with. And for that one particular reason, I don't think it's good to have godmen around.
Mr. Charu, celibacy is something which is self-imposed, and not being celibate is not a crime. So why are you disillusioned after this whole sex scandal has surfaced? You've stopped going to Swami Nityananda?
Yeah.
Okay. So why precisely are you disillusioned?
He has been preaching brahmacharya or sannyasam for each and every one. He used to tell that after 40 years, you should follow the way of brahmacharya. He has been preaching, he has been insisting, and devotees of Nityananda, we have stopped taking onions even in our food, onions or garlic or these things. So he has been preaching. He's told us many times that he is an Ardhanariswarar, he is female, and he never touches a woman by a hand. He keeps a stick and he does things. So because of this incident, after this incident, everyone's belief, he has cheated the belief, he has cheated the faith. So hereafter, if any guru wears saffron, I will doubt.
That's what I was talking about, a knee-jerk sweeping generalization. Mr. Srinivasan, he says anybody who wears saffron now, he takes that with a lump of salt.
I do not agree. Anybody wearing a saffron cannot be considered as
You're also partly wearing saffron today.
A godman means people who proclaim themselves as a god. They are not a godman.
All right. So those who deal with spirituality.
They deal with the spirituality in a real sense. We are needing them. Today's world, we need somebody who has to give me a guidance.
Fair enough, fair enough. In that case, I mean, since you're a devotee of the Kanchi Mutt, why can't godmen then stick to religion and spirituality? Why do they have to dabble in politics? Because we know the Kanchi Mutt was dabbling with the
I do not want to enter into that type of controversies, but as a godman, everybody has to be on a religious, on the spiritual, and even among the Sanskrit word acharya means that
you're digressing. You're not answering the question. Do you disapprove of godmen actually dabbling in politics?
No, but godmen should be above politics.
Why, sir? You've joined, in fact, I know you've given up your career in a sense and you're working full-time for ISKCON. Most people in the audience would believe that, why do we need an intermediary to communicate with God?
Yeah, see, as it stands, any profession that you take, we need an intermediary. Suppose I want to, argue in a court. I cannot go and argue in the court myself. I need I need an intermediary.
There are
Suppose
people
I
who
want
do
to
party in person also, but okay.
for any profession, for anything, I need a doctor. I cannot go to the medical store and say I have this problem. Give me a medicine. So any profession that I don't know, for anything I don't know, I require a teacher. Is in music or football or cricket or something like that. So even for realizing God, to understand God, I need somebody who is a self-realized soul, who has deep knowledge about Shastra and God, and who is very simple in his behavior, and whose only aim is to spread God consciousness. So naturally we require an intermediary, and is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter that if you want to understand God, you have to go to a self-realized soul who can impart that knowledge to you.
Mr. Vishwanath Swami, as somebody who's been waging, I know, a relentless battle, do you agree with that? Is that the practice today?
Not practice, absolutely. It was there maybe once upon a time, but as it is now, every Tom, Dick and Harry, they do either some business or LIC clerk or whatever. One fine day they declare, these things, himself as Bhagwan, Guru or Baba or whatever, and they have some mental trick. By using that mental trick and try to exploit gullible people, and they also get some VIP politicians and all that. They indulge in all kinds of business behind the scene. This thing, they indulge in sex, they indulge in. So we have to really distinguish between men from the boys. What I call boys is, these are all people who really do not know anything except that they know how to exploit this thing. That. So basically people need these things, because by and large people, they are gullible people according to me, and as far as the religious matter is concerned.
People are gullible. Mr. Charu, let me ask you a very frank question. What is it that Swami Nityananda has done which many politicians don't do? You still vote for them. That's why I'm asking you.
I don't know the answer exactly, but I have a
Would
different...
somebody like to answer that in the audience? What is Swami Nityananda? Yeah.
Society fixes standards for everyone. They expect the Swamijis to be Sadi Shankara. They expect the politicians to be Gandhi. And suddenly when they find he is not to that level, they
That's
immediately
a utopian
drop
concept,
them.
sir. Expecting politicians to be like Gandhi is a utopian
No,
concept.
Gandhi was like that. No, our chief minister never said I will be like Gandhi. He is still a politician. Any politician you take, they don't come and say that I will be another Gandhi here. He doesn't say that at all. But the society expects you to be Gandhi. The moment you find he is not Gandhi, you throw him out. Okay, fine, you have got choice. But why you bully them? Similarly, a Swamiji, no Swamiji comes forward and says, I will be Adi Shankara, I will give bhashyams and other things. And you expect him to act like Adi Shankara.
I want to ask my friend from Hindu Makkal Kachi, sir, what is your stand now? What is your party stand?
When the issue relating to Nityananda came up, we opposed it, we agitated, we protested in front of his ashram. Our thing is that people take these Swamijis, politicians as role models. See, these politicians, now people are fed up with politicians, they are turning towards Swamijis and spiritual
And there
gurus.
also they get feeling cheated.
Yeah, see, when these type of things happen, we are protesting it, we are agitating it, we are trying to throw these people
No,
out.
that's an important point. He says people are disillusioned with politicians, but then we continue to vote for them. But now he says the last resort, as Aditya said, we go to them for solace, and even there we get disappointed, which is why people like him have now, I think that's why he's on the show in the first place.
We have pseudo doctors, pseudo advocates, everyone. Like that we have pseudo Godmen also. We don't do it to the pseudo advocate or pseudo doctors.
You have to condemn him. That's all we are doing.
Mr. Charu, let me ask this, let's bounce this to Aditya. Is it possible to play detective? There are people who will do a lot of hunting and a lot of background checks before they find a groom for their children. But when it comes to a guru, to a Swamiji, why is that we don't play detective?
The whole issue here, the way I see it, is that first of all, there is this feeling in society that there is a requirement for a godman. That itself is wrong, is what I say. Because if you're looking for solace, if you're looking for guidance, you are intelligent enough to do it.
But there may be people who are not so intelligent who need that guidance.
People who are not intelligent, if they are going to go for guidance somewhere, we do not, unfortunately, see now, he just mentioned about doctors and lawyers. There is a council for lawyers. There is a board which maintains doctors. There is somebody looking over them. There is a watch body to make sure that they are behaving according to certain standards.
There's no watchdog,
There is no watchdog for
the
a Swami. He can
let
say
me ask
whatever he wants
the young
to, and the
contemporary
godman
dancer
can
here,
do whatever
Madhu.
he wants.
Would you agree with him, like for doctors and lawyers, you have monitoring bodies. Even for the press, you have the press council. you have nothing to govern the conduct of Swamis, nothing to question them.
Basically, see, I believe in God and gurus. There is nothing like Godmen. There is no intermediary. If you need to believe in God, it's just direct.
But you say you believe in gurus, so which means that's another form of Godmen. That they are
no,
Godmen.
I'm not saying God.
What distinction do you make between gurus
For
and Godmen?
example, I have my.
It's important that you define what we are saying as
What do you mean by what's the
See,
distinction
for
between
example,
Godmen
I
and
believe
guru?
in my dance guru. I believe in my teacher. I believe in. So each subject, each thing has its own guru. And India is a place where people are curbed by the society. Each and every individual is totally influential, and where a percentage of population, like 70% of them, are uneducated. They're totally, not weak. They're not confident. They are very weak, and so they go in for mediums like these, which is I don't think is totally, right to do them. So I think it's wrong.
Mr. Srinivasan, I know, you're a PR professional, so I don't want you to do PR on this show. I know you'll have to, a PR person that can also sometimes change the stripes. Even with the RTI, it's very difficult to expose corruption in religion, corruption in spirituality, because they hide under the tag of charity, trust, and donations. Do you think the time has come for us to do a social audit of all ashrams in the country?
Yes, definitely, irrespective of all the religion, because this is not common for Hinduism. It is common for every
all religions, cutting across all religions.
What happened? There are good people are there, bad people are there. Because you can't generalize that because bad people are there, you have to condemn the whole institution.
See, he's made a valid point. The gentleman from Hindu Makkal Kachi says, you look up to them, they are role models. And when they let you down in this manner, where do you turn to?
So we can do, it's why the people are going, see, you look at these new generation ashram, like new generation companies, IT companies, you have new generation ashrams are there. The people are going in large numbers, youngsters particularly. That emotional or excitement over that, because they don't have the proper guidance. They think that a short-term solution or a quick solution gives them life. That is why, they end up in a mess. They get frustrated. What I say is we need acharyas. Acharya means Sanskrit is the person who gives the guidance. We need a guide. I don't have any.
We need an acharya, or we need guidance. That is where the whole attack should be.
All right, on that note, we'll slide into a short break on SL Chennai Speaks Out. When we come back, we'll ask our panelists in the audience as to whether it's the people who are gullible